want to ask you something before I get into this. What do you do when life starts pressing on you all at once, and you're still trying to build something for yourself? Because I had a young man in my class, showing up and doing the work, and he still had to walk away from it. Not because he didn't care. He was learning. It was life stepping in. His name was Rex. Rex had come into my class after moving here from another state. He told me he used to work at a cleaner's, pressing clothes, handling garments, being around fabric. But he never really understood how clothing came together from the beginning. That stayed with him. So he walked into my class to learn it from the ground up. Now, when Rex came in, he didn't carry himself like someone unsure. He was very comfortable with himself. He had a pleasant, easy smile and a very easy conversation. The kind of young man people noticed without even trying. And yes, the ladies noticed him. He would stand there just a little longer than needed, talking, laughing, enjoying himself. I found myself thinking, if conversation counted as coursework, he would have finished early. But here's what I respected about him. When I said, "All right, go ahead and take your seat. Let's get started," he didn't hesitate. No pushback. He just went and did what he was supposed to do. Now, this might surprise you. He had never used a sewing machine before. So before we even touched fabric, I spent time with him on the machine itself. Power, control, hand placement, letting him get a feel for it. He was paying close attention to what I was saying and doing. He listened, and he asked the questions he needed to ask to get a better understanding of the machine. You could tell he wanted to learn, but outside that classroom, he had already taken on something bigger. He had met a young woman. She was pregnant. The child wasn't his, and he made the decision to stand there anyway. Every now and then, he'd look up, say something across the room, have his moment, then come right back. I used to think, he's running a social hour and taking a class at the same time. But he was balancing something, who he was and who he was trying to become. And for a while, he was doing all right. Then one day, he came in different. He was still respectful and still focused on his sewing, but something was sitting on him. You could see it before he even sat down. After class, I walked over and spoke with him. That's when he told me, "I don't think I'm going to be able to finish." That stopped me for a second, because he had been doing well in the class. So I asked him what was going on, and that's when everything started opening up. They were staying at his mother's house, and it wasn't calm in there. His mother and his girlfriend didn't get along. Tension every day, the kind that builds and builds until something gives. His mother started putting pressure on him. She told him it was time to get a full-time job because she wanted him out of her house. He had only been working part-time, so now he had to find something full-time, and Rex understood that. "I have to step up. I can't stay like this." Then he asked me something that told me he was thinking ahead. "You know this area. Do you know anywhere I can stay? Or anywhere I can work?" That wasn't a small question. That was somebody trying to figure out his next move. So I told him I'd keep my ears open. We exchanged numbers, and I meant it. I reached out to people, asked around about work, spoke with the center, even talked to my director to see if something could open up for him. Nothing came through, and that's a hard place to be in when somebody is trying to do right. He came back a few more times after that, and you could see it on him. He still was showing up and trying to do it right, but his mind wasn't just in that room anymore. Work, money, housing, responsibility, all of it sitting on him at once. Then, one day, he didn't come back. And I understood. That wasn't him losing interest. That was life pulling him somewhere else. Now, I'll say this. If being smooth with the ladies could pay rent, Rex would have had his own place by the end of the week. But life asks for more than charm. Pressure at home, a lot of tension in the air, responsibility showing up all at once. So I didn't look at Rex like he quit. I saw a young man trying to carry something heavy. And I'm thinking about that now, because this wasn't just about him. This is happening every day. People trying to move forward, and life steps in at the same time. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been trying to build something, and life asked something from you at the same time? Because that's where people really get tested. Not when everything is going smooth, but when responsibility, pressure, and real life all show up at once. That's when you find out what you're made of, and what matters most in that moment. And I'll say this, I really hope the best for Rex. I do. Because he was trying. He wasn't running from responsibility, he was stepping toward it, even if it meant walking away from something he wanted. And that reminds me of a scripture. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. Sometimes the season to build and the season to handle life don't come one at a time. Sometimes they show up together, and you have to make a choice. If you like stories like this, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and join the community. You belong here. Go make something, repair something, do something good in your community, and make yourself proud.